हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्। पंढरीनाथ भगवान की जय। ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा राम पुरुषोत्तमा विश्वाधारा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा विश्वरूपा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा विश्वनाथा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा विश्वधर्मा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा पाहि पाहि ओम पुरुषोत्तमा त्राहि त्राहि शरणं शरणं ओम पुरुषोत्तमा नमो नमस्ते ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा राम पुरुषोत्तमा राघवतमा केशव कृष्णा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा दास रक्षका ओम पुरुषोत्तमा दास केशव नुता ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा ओम पुरुषोत्तमा राम पुरुषोत्तमा कृष्ण पुरुषोत्तमा राम पुरुषोत्तमा 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 गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल राधे राधे गोविंद 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 गोपाल मुकुंद मुकुंद मुरारी राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल राधा रमण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल आनंद आनंद सच्चिदानंद रमा रमण हे नंद कंद कृष्ण आनंद गोपी रमण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल अलंकित कृष्ण माधव माधव मधुसूदन श्री कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद राधा रमण गोविंद गोविंद राधा रमण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल श्रीधरा श्रीधर श्रीनिवास श्रीहरि कृष्ण बुधर बुधर उमानंददायक हरि गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल गोविंद गोपाल सुंदर सुंदर सुंदरांगा सन्नुत कृष्ण चंदिर चंदिर चंद्रवदन श्रीहरि कृष्ण बासुर बासुर भास्कर शत तेज कृष्ण केशवा केशव दास केशवानुता कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल गोपाल राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल 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 कृष्ण गोपाल 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 कृष्ण गोपाल गोपाल कृष्ण गोपाल गोपाल कृष्ण गोपाल 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 कृष्ण भगवान की जय। GITA Chapter speaking about the transcendental Godhead Purushottama and the kingdom of heaven, entitled Purushottama Yoga, or the Yoga of the Supreme Person. And the Supreme Person himself speaks about himself. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhvamoolamadhashakha Ashvatham Prahuravya Chandasi Yascha Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavite. Shri Bhagavan said, he who knows the people tree in the shape of creation, which is said to be imperishable, with its roots in the primal being, whose stem is represented by Brahma, the creator, and whose leaves are the Vedas, import of the Vedic wisdom. Adaschordhvam prasrutastasya shakhaha guna pravruddhaha vishaya pravalaha adhascha moolanyanusantatani karmanubandhini manushyaloke. The branches of this tree, in the shape of the different species of living beings, gunas, and having sense enjoyments for their tender leaves, extend both downwards and upwards, and its roots, in the shape of egoism, the feeling of mume and latent desires, which bind the soul according to his actions in this mortal world, are also spread in all regions, higher as well as lower. Narupa masyeha tatopa labhyate Ashvattamenam suvirudha asanga shastrena dradena chitva. Its nature, what it is stated to be, is not actually perceived here on mature thought, for this tree has neither beginning nor end, nor even stability. This people tree, whose roots are so deep laid in ignorance, by the formidable weapon of dispassion, one has to meditate on the Supreme Lord with the aid of this wonderful verse that the Lord sang. Tataha padam tat parimargitavyam Uyah Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye Yatah pravrittihi prasrita purani. One should diligently seek that supreme state of Purushottama, having reached which one, and he meditates on God, saying to himself, I seek refuge in the primal person, Narayana, Krishna, Panduranga, Purushottama, from whom has emanated this beginningless flow of creation. This meditation leads to the darshan of the transcendental person. Anamohajita sanga dosha adhyatma ಆತ್ಮನಿತ್ಯಾ ವಿನಿವೃತ್ತ ಕಾಮಾಃ ದ್ವಂದ್ವೈರ್ವಿಮುಕ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖ ದುಃಖ ಸೌಮ್ಯೈರ್ ಗಚ್ಚಂತ್ಯಮೂಢಾಃ ಪದಮವ್ಯಯಂ ತತ್. Those undeluded ones who are free from pride and infatuation, who have conquered the vice of attachment and dwell constantly in God, and whose desires have completely disappeared, freed from the pairs of opposites known as pleasure and pain, they attain that imperishable supreme state. The easy way to attain to this meditation is to constantly engage our heart, mind and the tongue in repeating the sweet name of God. This is what the immortal Saint Tulsidas teaches in a Kirtan in Hindi language. Ruchira rasana ram ram, ruchira rasana ram ram, ruchira rasana ram rama, ruchira rasana ram. रुचिरा रसन राम राम क्यों न रटत राम राम, रुचिर रसन राम राम क्यों न रटत रुचिर रसन राम. सुमिरत सुख सुकृत बढ़त, अघ अमंगल पटत, रुचिर रसन राम, रुचिर रसन राम, रुचिर रसन रुचिर रसन राम राम क्यों न रटत. श्रम कलि कलुष जाल कटुकराल कटत, दिन करके उदय जैसे, दिन करके उदय जैसे तिमिर कोम हटत राम, रुचिर रसन राम जोग याग जप विराग तपसु तीर्थ अटत, तपसु तीर्थ अटत, बांधिबे को भव गयंद, बांधिबे को भव गयंद, रज की रजु बटत, रुचिर रसन राम राम परिहरि सुर मुनि सुनाय गुंजाल के लटत लालच लघु तेरो लखी रामा रामा तुलसी तो ही हड तरुचिर रसना राम राम क्यों न रटत तू रटत तू रटत तू। रघुरामचंद्र भगवान की जय। This repetition of this meditation on God leads to the transcendental abode. Now the kingdom of heaven is discussed in the next stanza. Na tadbhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yadgatvana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Having reached which men do not return, that is my supreme state. Neither the sun, nor moon, nor fire can illuminate, for I am the illuminating principle. Mama ivamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manaha shashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati. The Jivatma, the individual soul in the body, is an eternal portion of myself. It draws with it the mind and five senses that rest in matter. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutkramatiishvaraha grahitvaitani sanyati vayurgandha nivashayati. Srotram chakshuh sparshanam cha rasanam granameva cha adhishtaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. As the wind carries away orders from their seat, even so the Jivatma, the Lord of the body, snatching these, the mind and the senses from the body, which it casts off, migrates into the body which it acquires. This Jivatma, while dwelling in the ear, the eye, the senses of touch, taste and smell, and the mind, enjoys the objects of the senses. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudha nanu pashyanti jnana chakshushaha yatanto yoginaschainam pashyantyatmanavasthitam yatantopyakritatmano nainam pashyanta chetasaha. The ignorant do not perceive the soul departing from or dwelling in the body, enjoying the objects of sense, or endowed with the three attributes. Only those who possess the eye of wisdom know it in reality. Even striving yogis are able to know the self dwelling in their heart. The ignorant, however, whose hearts have not been purified, perceive him not, even though striving. Yadadityagatam tejo jagad bhasayate kilam yachandramasi yachagnav tattejo vidhimamakam gamavishya cha bhutani dharayamyaha mojasa pushnami chaushadhi sarva somo bhutva rasatmakaha. the effulgence inherent in the sun, which illumines the entire universe, and that which exists in the moon as well as in the fire, know it to be my effulgence. And entering the earth, it is I who sustain all beings by my power. And becoming the nectarian moon, I nourish all plants. In the human body, the function of the fire of God is beautifully explained in this key word. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritaha Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyannam Chaturvidham Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishto Mattah Smritirjnanam Apohanam Cha Vedaishcha Sarverahameva Vidyo Vedanta Kridveda Videva Chaham. Becoming the fire which dwells in the bodies of living beings and uniting the inhalation with the exhalation, I digest the 4 kinds of food. And it is I who am installed in the hearts of all beings as their inner witness. Memory, wisdom, and the ratiocinative faculty also emanate from me. It is I whom the 4 Vedas seek to know. Nay, it is I who am the author of Vedanta as well as the knower of the Vedas. Due to this teaching, the great disciple of Purandaradasa, Vijayadasa, Gopaladasa, such saints meditated in the shrine of their heart through the inner worship. Sadayandra hridayadalli vasa mado Sri Hari. Sadayandra hridayadalli vasa mado Sri Hari. Hari Hari. Nadamurti ninna bhajare Nadamurti. Sri Hari Hari Hari. Jnanavambo Navaratunada Mantapada Madhyadalli Ganalolana Ullirisi. Ganalolana Ullirisi. Dhyanadinda Bhajisuveno Sadayana Hridayadalli vasa mado Sri Hari 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 Hari. Bhakti rasavembo muttu manekyada harivanadi ಮುಕ್ತನಾಗಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಆರತಿ ಎತ್ತುವೆನೋ. ಆರತಿ ಎತ್ತುವೆನೋ. ಆರತಿ ಎತ್ತುವೆನೋ. ಸದಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡೋ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿ ಹರೇ. ಸಲ್ಲ ನಿಲ್ಲನು ಬಿಡುವಾನಲ್ಲ ಎನ್ನ ನೀನು ಬಿಡಲು ಸಲ್ಲ. ಗನ್ನ ಮಹಿಮಾ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ. ಗನ್ನ ಮಹಿಮ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ. ಗನ್ನ ಮಹಿಮಾ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ. ಘನ ಮಹಿಮಾ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ. ಆ ಘನ ಮಹಿಮಾ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಭಕ್ತರ ಕೇಳೋ ಸೊಲ್ಲ ಸದಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೃದಯ ಸಮಾಡೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ಹರೇ. पंढरीनाथ भगवान की जय. Now the Lord speaks about his transcendental nature, even though he has created both animate and inanimate objects. Dvavimau purushavloke kshara akshara evacha kshara sarvani bhutani kutastho kshara uchyate उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेति उदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्तव्य ईश्वरः. Arjuna, in this world there are two kinds of purushas, the entities, perishable and imperishable. The bodies of all beings are perishable, and the Jivatma or soul within is said to be imperishable. The Supreme Person Purushottama is distinct from both, who interpenetrating the three worlds sustains all, and is designated as the universal soul and the imperishable Lord. Yasmat aksharamatoham यस्मात्यक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रतितः पुरुषोत्तम. यो मामेव सम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत. Since I am beyond perishable matter and superior to the imperishable soul, hence it is that I am known in the world as well as in the Veda as Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Arjuna, the undeluded person, who thus knows me in reality as the Supreme Person, he, knowing all, worships me with his whole being. Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam mayanagha etad buddhva buddhiman syat Kritakrityascha Bharata. O sinless Arjuna, in this way, this most secret teaching has been imparted by me to you. Assimilating this, man becomes wise and attains supreme satisfaction. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadashodhyayah. Thus in the Upanishads sung by the Lord, the science of Brahman, scripture on yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, ends the 15th chapter entitled The Yoga of Supreme Person. Oh. Purushottama Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki. We enter into the 16th chapter now, called Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Dhanam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam. Shri Bhagavan said, fearlessness, absolute purity of heart, constant absorption of mind in meditation for self-realization, and the sattvic form of charity, control of the senses, worship of God as well as celestial beings and superiors, of Agnihotra, pouring oblations into the sacred fire, and other auspicious acts, study of the Vedas, and the other sacred texts, chanting of divine names and glories, bearing of hardships for the sake of one's own dharma, and straightness of mind, including straightness of the body and senses. Ahimsa satyam akrodha tyagah shanti rapaishunam. Daya bhuteshvaloluptvam mardavam hrira chapalam. Non-violence in thought, word and deed. Truthfulness and geniality of speech. Absence of anger. Even on provocation. Renunciation of the idea of doership in action. Tranquility of mind. Refraining from malicious gossip. Kindness to all creatures. Absence of attachment to the objects of senses, even during their contact with the senses. Mildness, sense of shame in doing things not sanctioned by the scriptures or usage. Abstaining from idle pursuits. Tejaha kshama dhritihi shaucham adroho nati manitaha bhavanti sampadam daivim abhijatasya bharata. Arjuna, sublimity, forgiveness, fortitude, external and internal purity, absence of malice, absence of the feeling of self-importance. These are the marks of one who is naturally endowed with divine virtues. O descendant of Bharata, know this to be the divine qualities. In this context, the immortal Sant Tukaram explains that the taste of the divine, installing God in their mind and heart, the saints always develop these virtues of God Himself. In a beautiful Kirtan or Abhanga, Sant Tukaram mentions this. Brahma rasa godhi tayasi phawali, Brahma rasa godhi tayasi phawali, vasana nimali sakala jani, vasana nimali sakala jani. Brahma rasa godhi, Brahma rasa godhi tayasi phawali, vasana nimali, vasana nimali, vasana nimali sakala jani. Rasa godi Brahma rasa godi, Brahma rasa godi, Brahma rasa godi. Nahi tya vital akhand sovali nahi, nahi tya vital akhand sovali nahi, tya vital akhand sovali, upadhi vegali, upadhi vegali, dane veta Brahma rasa godi tayasi pavali, vasana nimali, vasana nimali sakala jati. Brahma rasa godi. मन हे निश्चल झाले एक ठाई, मन हे निश्चल झाले एक ठाई, त्याउने कोई, त्याउने कोई निज सुख ब्रह्म रस गोढ़ी तयासे आवले, ब्रह्म रस गोढ़ी तयासे आवले, वासना निमाली पायी पाय पोस, तुका म्हणे त्याचे पायी पाय पोस. होऊन आवास, होऊन आवास, होऊन आवास, करीन तेथे ब्रह्मरस गोडी दयासी पावने. ब्रह्मरस गोडी दयासी पावने. वासना निमाले, वासना निमाले, वासना निमाले, सगळ जाते ब्रह्मरस गो, ब्रह्मरस, ब्रह्मरस. जय जय विठ्ठल पांडुरंग, जय हरी विठ्ठल पांडुरंग, हरे जय जय पांडुरंग, हरे जय जय पांडुरंग. विठ्ठल 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 विठ्ठल. पंढरीनाथ भगवान की जय. Such beautiful saints who sustain the whole world. They take avatar, incarnation, to support all fellow beings and inspire them to reach this instantaneous intellectual illumination. This is why Krishna himself explains all those divine virtues which come to the saintly people. In another profound utterance, Sant Tukaram says, O saints, you are really God on earth. Your compassion is just like mother and your wisdom is like father. You are the father, mother, God on earth. How shall we explain the virtues? God himself had to explain the virtues of his own servants. Who else can? This is why Tukaram mentions this abhanga. Tumi sant maya बाप कृपावंत, तुम्ही संत माय बाप कृपावंत. तुम्ही संत माय बाप कृपावंत. तुम्ही संत माय बाप कृपावंत. बाप कृपावंत माय बाप कृपावंत. अवतार तुम्हा धराया कारण. अवतार तुम्हा धराया कारण. उधराया जन, उधराया जन जड जीवा. तुम्ही संत माय बाप कृपावंत. वाढावय सुख भक्तिभाव धर्म. धर्म धर्म वाढावया सुख भक्तिभाव धर्म. वाढावया सुख सुख भक्तिभाव धर्म. वाढावया सुख भक्तिभाव धर्म. कुळाचार नाम विठोबाचे. तुका म्हणे गुण चंदनाचे अंगी. तुका म्हणे गुण पांडुरंग. चंदनाचे अंगी. तुका म्हणे तैसे तुम्ही जगी, तैसे तुम्ही जगी, तैसे तुम्ही जगी, तैसे तुम्ही जगी, तैसे तुम्ही जगी संत जन. तुम्ही संत माय बाप कृपावंत, माय बाप कृपावंत. तुम्ही संत माय बाप कृपावंत, बाप कृपावंत, माय बाप कृपावंत. जय जय विठ्ठल, जय हरी विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय गुरु विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय गुरु विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय गुरु विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय जय, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, जय जय विठ्ठल, विठ्ठल 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 विठ्ठल. पंढरीनाथ भगवान की जय. With these wonderful expressions, the greatest sages and saints alone have glorified the other messengers of God. This is why God himself had to explain all those wonderful virtues of his own devotees. The next explanation is all the demoniacal qualities, the problem of evil on earth. This will be explained on the other side as we meditate on all those holy attributes of sages and saints. संत पदाचे जोड दे रे हरी, संत पदाचे जोड, संत समागम आत्मत्वाता सुंदर उगवे मोड दे रे हरी, संत पदाचे जोड. सद्गुरु भगवान की जय.